Hey, it's Thursday, time for another Action Figure Adventures video here on SEO Tour Review. Today, Baby Skeletor and I are taking a look at the Power Rangers Lightning Collection White Ranger figure by Hasbro. The Lightning Collection is an all-new collector line. Now that Hasbro owns Power Rangers and is making the figures, they're making fun toys for kids as well as a great collector line called the Lightning Collection. So far, there are 4 figures from 3 different seasons of Power Rangers. There are plans to do more, and I can't wait to see what happens with all of them. The White Ranger comes in a pretty cool looking box. Lots of nice artwork on the package, but no cross-sell art. Here I've got the White Ranger out of the package, and it's time to take a closer look at him. A lot of people are comparing these figures to Marvel Legends, and rightfully so. They're highly detailed, highly articulated figures made by Hasbro, designed for collectors. I think that these figures are really amazing for the price point. Retailing at $20, you're getting a lot of paint apps and a lot of accessories on these guys. Let's start by taking a closer look here at the White Ranger. He has his helmet on with some really nice paint details. There's a lot going on with that helmet, and it's all painted in. He's got his armored vest. It is made out of a rubbery material, so it can move around and flex a little bit, but looks really good. You can see he's got Saba, his accessory here. I'm going to actually pull that out and move it out of the way for a second. He's got his belt with the holster on it that can rotate freely there, which is handy for posing, to be able to shift the holster around just a little bit. And as we move down, there's some amazing wrinkles and things sculpted in here, which I think is just awesome, because so often the Rangers are just flat, smooth action figures. They don't actually sculpt in any details. And I get that they're like a spandex suit, but in reality, there are wrinkles to those suits, so I think that looks really cool. And now we're going to start taking a look at his articulation a little bit here. The head is on a ball joint that has a rocker to it there, so he can really look up high, which is great, especially because the Power Rangers do fight monsters that grow and get really big, so it's kind of fun to be able to have him look up like that. He's got ball joints at the shoulders, as well as a butterfly joint. You can't see the butterfly joint because of the armor, which is great. I'm wondering how that's going to work out on some of the other characters, how that will look. There's a swivel at the shoulder, a double jointed elbow, which is pretty impressive, and then he's got a swivel at the wrist, as well as a hinge joint. Now that hinge joint does not really want to activate too much there. I'm being gentle with the wrist. This one works fine, because Bruno from MMPR Toys said he actually broke the wrist on his White Ranger figure already on one of the hands, so I'm trying to be gentle. I might actually go back and heat this one up before I try. These wrists are all interchangeable. You can pull off this karate hand or this weapon holding hand and replace them with a pair of fists. I will probably be leaving the weapon holding hand on, but changing out this karate chop hand for a fist. Below the torso there is a ab crunch. He's got a nice range of motion at the hips. Maybe not quite as great of a range of motion as some Power Ranger figures, but it's definitely decent. There's a swivel below that. He has double jointed knees, which those double jointed knees are really nice for action poses for, characters that do martial arts. And then below that, there is a rotation at the boot, as well as a rocker joint at the ankle. And again, I've got a little bit of stiffness in that joint, so I'm going to try heating those up and see what we can do with that. With the help of a little bit of heat from a hairdryer, I was able to loosen up this wrist a little bit, as well as his ankle joints. They are definitely still stiff, and that's good. You don't want them to be floppy, but I just don't want to break them either. And I pulled out the karate hand and popped in a fist. One of the things that has me really excited about the Lightning Collection figures is that each one of the Rangers will come with their civilian head. So you can pop off the helmet, put it under their arm, and put on their Ranger head, so that way we can see them without their helmets. This is a common thing that happens throughout the show, either during the morph sequence or when they go to their command centers or respective bases. I just think it's really cool because other than those early head-flipping Rangers, there haven't been a lot of opportunities to get the Rangers in civilian mode, or at least without their helmets on. I think they did a pretty decent job of capturing the likeness of Jason David Frank. The paint work is pretty impressive, but it looks a little fuzzy to me. Actually looks better on camera, I think, than it does in person, which is odd. Back to action! So along with the alternate hands and the alternate head, Tommy also comes with Saba, his sword, which is nicely painted, as well as a blast effect. It seems like each one of the Legacy Collection figures is going to come with some sort of an effect. I'm not sure this is the one I would have picked for Tommy, although I can't really think of any particular one Tommy should have had. There weren't a lot of situations where Saba did stuff other than maybe shooting beams out of his eyes. But it's kind of cool. It looks like he's deflecting a blast off the tip of the sword. For fun, here's the Lightning Collection White Ranger standing alongside a vintage Power Rangers movie action figure. Obviously, the sculpt work and paintwork is so much better. I really think this new Lightning Collection is just amazing, and I can't wait to see how big this line gets. I really hope that we can get complete Ranger series, and I hope we can get all the Rangers, basically. That would be outstanding, and I love that they've already released a villain, and there's more villains planned. This could be a really, really cool thing for Power Ranger collectors. The last time Power Ranger fans got their hopes up about a robust line of Ranger figures was the Power Rangers Legacy Collection, made by Bandai. This is the Legacy Collection Red Ranger next to the Lightning Collection White Ranger. You can see the Legacy Collection was definitely bigger, and also more super heroic in body sculpt. So if one of these lines had to survive, I'm much more excited about Lightning Collection because we have the actor helmets, we've got the actual like screen accurate body types for the characters, which is so much better. I'd rather have the Rangers look like they do on TV than them look like Superman. I loved the Legacy Collection, but I will be happy to replace my Legacy Collection with the Lightning Collection. Thanks for watching this Action Figure Adventures video. Do Baby Skeletor a favor, hit that like and subscribe button.